are some of your inspirations that got you onto this journey to being a hockey player?
I think inspiration is kind of tough for me. I actually, since being from Montana, hockey wasn't big. So, you know, there was like a junior boys, I guess men, I don't know, like, you know, 18-year-olds playing in our town. And, you know, those are the guys that I kind of looked up to. You know, and of course there's the Olympics going on at the time, but it just wasn't news really in Montana. So those, you know, those are the guys, like, I remember watching them every Friday, Saturday night, and I was like, oh, I want to be just like them. You know, God forbid I don't know their names, but probably just those, you know, local guys that came and played.
You said you were from Montana, so how did you, like, were there any, like, local rinks in your area that you were able to practice and get your craft sharpened?
Right. So
was it an easily accessible thing to you at that time?
No. Well, when I was younger, hockey was pretty accessible in Montana, but when I got to, like, maybe 12 to 14, somewhere in that area, we actually lost our home rink, and so we played out of Alberta. Alberta's, like, you know, an hour and a half north. So, you know, growing up, we played there, and hockey's, you know, it's heaven up there. So there was hockey there, but then, you know, it started to taper off, and then for a while there wasn't a rink. So at 16, I actually left and went to boarding school in Lake Placid for 3 years, and then ended up at RIT. So that was kind of my journey.
How big of an influence were your family when you first told them that you wanted to play hockey, that you wanted to get into hockey? Were they supportive? Were they against it at all for whatever reason? Like, what was their reaction to it?
Well, my family is 100% supportive. I am so fortunate to have the family I have because, you know, they have done whatever needs to be done to get me to where, you know, I want to be. If there's an opportunity that they need to, you know, help me do, they're there. So, you know, like I said, I am so fortunate for them. You know, my sisters and my mom and dad are, you know, huge supporters. They'll be out here in New York cheering us on sometimes, but yeah, they, you know, they were right by my side the whole way, so I owe it to them.
How frustrating was it for you to not have an option for women's hockey? You know, was it okay playing with the boys? Did they treat you any differently? What was that experience like?
Right. When I was younger, playing with the boys was actually, you know, it was fun and normal for me. You know, I started with them when I was 5, and I played with them all the way until I was 16. So it was like my best friends right there playing with me. And, you know, when you got older, you ran into some guys that were like, oh, we don't want girls to play. But my guys on my team would always protect me, you know, always stood by my side. So, you know, at times it was a little frustrating, but, you know, for some reason, I wanted to go to boarding school and play, so it worked out in my favor. Right. Boarding school for me was actually a great experience. It's probably one of the best experiences along with college that I've had. So, you know, maybe initially a little tough, but not really that bad. I'm pretty independent, so when I got there, I just, you know, hit the water and went, so it was a lot of fun.
RIT, what was that experience like for you?
I get that question a lot. What was RIT experience for you? And it's you know, all I can say is it's amazing. I was very fortunate. I played D3 my first year, won the national championship, switched to D1. You know, the next to my junior, senior year, won our league. Last year we went to the, you know, final 8 teams. So, you know, can it get any better? I don't know. It just happened to work out for me, and, you know, I love RIT and I will always bleed orange.
In addition to playing for the Riveters, are there any other projects that you're working on that you would care to share with the audience that's watching this?
Yeah, I think, you know, I'm definitely getting involved in the community. I know some of us are coaching with youth teams in the city. I think up at Lasser Rink, we're doing some work up there. I think they're going to do some coaching at Prospect Park, if I speak correctly. So those are just 2 things off the top of my mind, but I guarantee you'll see Riveters out in the community because, you know, it's important to get involved in the community because when you give back, it's something that, you know, is so rewarding that you don't get while doing other things.
I always like to ask the athletes for a message for the fans. I know everybody's hyped already, but a message to get the fans even more hyped from you to them. Go.
New York fans, get ready because you're about to see something you haven't seen before.